Okay, so not live.
Says you're live.
But then you go here and it doesn't show up.
Yeah, you're live.
There you go. I am live. All right. Holy fuck, that took a while.
Well, no one's here.
No, because it's just...
Oh, somebody gave it a like.
Hopefully somebody pops in.
Hey. There you go. You got it working.
There you go.
Okay. Bye.
Well, I'm gonna have to figure out how to upload. Actually, that's the thing. What you need the encoder for, to see the background, so people are just gonna see what
They're just gonna see her.
they're just gonna see what my apartment looks like. Hopefully, people find me. Okay, we got 4 people in here. Oh my god, you guys don't even know. You guys don't even know the difficulty of trying to get the stream going. As you can see, my physical background. This is my real office. I was unable to get the encoder to work tonight, and so we're just like directly linking here. Hopefully you guys can see what we're up to. Maybe I can fix it up here. Hold on, let's see. Maybe I can get a back. I'm like, I don't even want to change things. I'm so like, hey Ryan, good to see you again. Oh my god, I'm so glad you can be here. No idea if this looks or sounds any better than usual. My encoder was completely busted, and now I'm using this like weird ass version. Couldn't miss it tonight, but holy Moses, what a strange ad. The occasional ad might pop up tonight. See, that's like an issue that might present itself because so basically I use a software called Riverside to then live stream the show, and then with Riverside I have extra bells and whistles like the background and all that. Claude Lemieux, Pepe. And yeah, what an absolute but yeah, I hope you guys all like my real life background here. And hopefully more of you show. I'm sure some of you were looking for us. I know, Timur, I had technical difficulties tonight. That's why you can see my background. Hopefully it's not too shocking and jarring for you guys. Do I have a feeling it's going to be a more physical game? Can I pop your things here? What can I do here? No, that's something I can't do tonight. I can't show your messages on the big screen. So we're going to have to I'm just going to have to talk to you guys. How can you go wrong with Claude Lemieux? I mean, if you're going to like want to be physical, like set the tone physically, let's get Claude in there. Wish we had somebody like Claude, nasty player. I know, right? Somebody just gets under their skin. For game 4, I think Scrudlin does it. That'd be fun. Yeah, better late than ever. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties tonight. So it's going to be a bit of a lesser thing tonight because I'm using YouTube's just like direct YouTube live stream instead of my streaming software. So I can't show your comments. Not as fun. How's my streaming company doing? Nah, they're still being jerks about it. I usually like Riverside, but I will say this about Riverside. Sometimes they foist the AI features on me too much, and the AI features aren't ready yet. And then the whole thing gets screwed up. So a real pain in the butt. But I'm happy to be here. We're gonna do just like a lesser version of the live blog tonight, but lesser but mightier, I think. And I think Dag Nabbit, I think the Habs if they're gonna put me through all this, then the Habs are gonna be good, right? They're gonna win tonight. Anyways, as you might have seen, no Kapanen It's going to be Joe Veleno instead. Anyways, Claude Lemieux. What a beaut. Oh, and I got to scroll down too. Hopefully Montreal's adjusted or they don't have a chance. Adam Carter says, yes, they definitely need to not look for the perfect shot and pass to the outside. They need to be aggressive, aggressive, aggressive. Oh my God. And this whole, it's the opposite way and everything. I know, Karen, so many technical difficulties tonight. So now you get to watch me without my lovely background is gone tonight. This is my life. You're looking at my life now. By the way, I got the new hat tonight. This is not a new hat. I am deep in the closet now looking for old hats that could potentially bring some good luck. Shout out Uniburger. Shout out Eunice Bengaloon who gave me this hat years and years ago. The good thing about hats is it doesn't matter how much weight you gain or lose in the course of your life, the hat's always going to fit. Kapanen has pretty much played his way off the team. I don't think he'll be back next year. I don't think that's true unless they trade him for something better. I could see Oliver Kapanen getting packaged for something, but you have to keep in mind, Adam, he's a rookie, and rookies fall off in the playoffs all the time. Rick called me a hockey guru. I almost certainly am not. Certainly am not. Shame that ticket prices are what they are, Mark says. I know, eh? Oh, it's Eleanor like Lagase, and the person on the left, the redhead is I know her a little bit. A friend of a friend. Excellent singer. So many comments. Happy to see you. Hey. Oh, hey, Michael Paul. Let's go have. Oh, let me get you the lines tonight. Let's get the lines for you. Beautiful rendition tonight. Adam says, yes, he's a rookie, but he's supposed to be part of the future. They should live and die with him if they really want him here. For some rookies, yes. For some other rookies, no. Okay. The thing about Kapanen is he's like a complimentary player. He doesn't have to be amazing, all right? They could be patient with him. He's not like he has to be amazing tomorrow or else. You know, like the pressure on like a Slavkovsky or a Demidov to be there is different. Timur, I think the technical difficulties were due to YouTube engineering the pop-up ads. So that is unfortunately one side effect of doing it directly on YouTube tonight is they do force me to do the YouTube ads, which I turned off to the best that I can do. I think you still get 2 at the beginning. You shouldn't get any here on in. I hope not. Apologies if you do, because when I do it from Riverside, there are no ads, as you guys know. If we don't win at home, we don't need to worry about Vegas. Vegas is a long ways away. This series is just getting started. By the way, the Habs lines, as you guys can see, pretty much the same. Texier, Dano Anderson, Evans, Bolden. And of course, Veleno back. A little nervous. Not a religious person, but you got to have faith in the Habs. Oh, how do I turn off the camera if I want to go get a drink of water? I guess I can't. No, I really can't. I'm just here all night with you guys, I guess. I can mute myself. That's all I can do. Crazy. I love that. It's a fun anthem. Good job. Good job, y'all. Too much hoopla before the game doesn't help us, and they've got the snowbirds and everything. You guys gonna have all kinds of fun stuff tonight. Got the Go Habs Go. I thought Dobish was too far out on the winning goal, Ryan says. Definitely possible. Oh, we are underway here. All right, let's give up on Riverside for tonight. I don't need to deal with that crap in my life. Thanks, but thanks for nothing, Riverside. Another slow start for the Habs here. Can they get something going? Yeah, you guys are like, here we go again. I know, right? Not a great start for them. Can they at least keep it in the neutral zone and try to like force a turnover here? Or no, they're just gonna let Nealers walk right in there. Oh, that's fine. There are more options tonight, though. I can do like Q&As and stuff. Yeah, not feeling it. Where's the jump? Where is the jump? Dobesh at least gets the glove on it, and maybe they can start something here. But yeah, another kind of slow start. The thing about Carolina is they're so like methodical that it's just like 4 pop ads so far. Oh my god. Let me try. I gotta try to figure something out here. I don't want you guys to watch. I specifically said I didn't want ads tonight. All right, we're just gonna make them all skippable. What if I have no ads? What happens then? What happens there? Yeah, get an ad blocker. It's all good. I think I turned some off here. Canes know if they don't score first, they're done. I mean, last game was such a low scoring game. I feel like could easily be that again tonight. Oh, Habs, 4 minutes in, still waiting for their first shot on goal. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Hey, I think I can do a poll. Uh, Start a poll. Tell me this. Does this work? I too thought it would be Chelios. That would have been good. Hudson's been out a while. Shot and a power play. What a lovely life we get here. We're so treated. Habs PP coming up. Yeah, a shot and a power play. Hey Karen, I have, as you can see, I have my backgrounds, my real life background tonight. Tons of technical difficulties. I almost didn't get on. I almost quit in frustration, but for you guys, I was like, I will get on and do even this very limited version of the live blog where I can't post your fun comments on the screen. Um, Sounds like I guess I have a poll out. Does it work? Are you able to get it to work? I can't tell. It says it works. I don't know. You came as well, Karen. Thank you so much. Canadiens can score on this power play. I am wearing a new hat, GFS. Thank you for noticing. We're getting deep into the lore of my hat collection here, trying to find new hats that could potentially work here. Those are some terrible passes. Not a great start to this power play. The Habs kept the Canes from getting a shot in this power play. Yeah, for real. Just a really Habs are getting just handed on defense by Carolina's defense here. Nice try by Doc and Bull Duke in front. That wasn't too bad. That was the first good chance for the Habs so far today, with a smidge left in this power play. What else can I do here? That doesn't work. I don't have access to that feature. I don't have access to that feature. Pop up dashboard. I don't think I want that. Channel level settings. What can I do here? Nothing. I don't do anything there. How about bullet video and stream marker? No, I don't know if I wanna do any of that stuff. Yeah. No, I was already here. I was already here and I didn't like the features. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Had a friend saying, why can't the Habs adjust? Okay, let's end the poll here. Will the Habs get more than 15 shots tonight? 80% of you said yes. Yes, they How many times do slap passes generate odd man rushes for our opponents? Too many of those back passes. I know he scored off a back pass in game 1, but, more often than not. Oh, that was a nice try by Matheson, though. Matheson got hit hard, and then he got a nice shot. That's a good play for him. Getting some open ice. Can we put money on the poll? I mean, if you want, you can. Karen says, "I'm drinking alcohol tonight. Gin and tonic. I better win tonight. But I need a bigger bottle for next game." I know. I might do the same. Might get to that. They can't win puck battles, Adam says. I know. Carolina's so, they get on the puck fast. Gin and lime here? You guys are gin drinkers. Being outshot early, it's not a recipe to win a home playoff game. Ray-Ban says, "Relax, just 2 teams fighting it out." Rick's got a strawberry banana smoothie. That sounds really healthy. Mark's got a Sapporo tall boy. I don't have a drink. I don't even have a water. I need a water. We got a water for intermission. I forgot to, in my haste to fix all my technical issues. Uh, Timur says Slav passes likely flew fewer on a percent basis than Caulfield's feeble defense. Perhaps more noticeable because Slav is far more uh, often actually involved in the play. One nothing Hurricanes. I can't. What a not very inspiring start here. So the rebound kind of spat out in front, and it's that fourth. Is that Eric Robinson line again? Oh, come on. Their fourth line is just doing way too much damage. Gostis Gostisbehere 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 Gostisbehere, gets it. Just a real not exciting effort by the Habs in the corner. Puck spits out. It's 1-0. Ay, ay, ay. 5 on 5, you can't leave a guy that open. Better team. It's gonna be hard to see. It was a good run, but the Canes are too complete. Ray-Ban says, "I'm glad our players have more faith. Habs need to get some bounces. Players don't even have faith, or they would have started better." I mean, they've been starting poorly off season. Have faith. Probably still feeling the faith, but not good to give up the first goal, that's for sure. Uh, Dobish had no chance. It's worrisome that except for the first period of the first game, totally outplayed. Yeah, not a great start. Alright, I figured out what was wrong with my, live streaming function, and it's not good news for old Eric. I don't know what we're gonna do, we're gonna have to figure something out for the next games, I think. So the goal was Goss's spear from Jankowski Robinson. Let's see what you guys got. Nothing new, very standard start cue comeback, very poor structure. Michael Paul can't get fired up to play for this crowd. It's bizarre. Teamwork should shake up the lines. Um, Adams has repeated game 2. Ray-Ban says chipped up the boards out of our zone. We went back to passing in our zone. They need to chip it out. Ryan says, I think it's time to move Slavkovsky to the Demidov line. Harry says, I think Gallagher should still be there. Adam Carter says, Newhook's attitude says it all. What was he? Habs can't break it out of their end, Michael says. They just keep passing back and rolling in. Mark says, fatigue. Kurt says, Doc is terrible. Had a nice start to these playoffs. It's been a little quiet as the competition has gotten stiffer, which, makes a little bit of sense. Karen says, my voice is funny. My voice is funny? Again, I'm using a different, stream tonight. My streaming service, crapped out on me, so I'm using a different one tonight. So if I sound a little weird, it's probably quality looks pretty good, actually. I can't, this might be more than usual, to be honest. Sound like an alien. Hold on. It's weird. Sounds okay, when I'm doing the test. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I will, try not to speak as if I'm sounding weird, I'll try not to speak as much, but, I don't know what's going on. It says it's okay. Ray-Ban says, still not worried about the Canes. When will you be? Please look at their goalie. They need to get a shot on the goalie to beat the goalie. Mark says it's a gorgeous day in Sudbury. Only positive so far. Um, Ryan says, in my 30 years of following the Habs, I've never seen a playoff year where they played so horrible at home. I mean, there were definitely years where they got bounced in the first round in like 5 games. They were definitely worse than those ones, but I understand the contrast between the two. Anderson's not great, but we're also not testing him. That's how I feel about that. All good now except the 90-second time delay. Yeah, I'm a little behind. I'm watching on another thing and then following. So the other live stream was like more direct, whereas this one there's a time delay on it. So there's not much I can do about that. We will rely primarily on the chat tonight, I think, is probably until I figure out why everything is broken. Adam says, I don't care that Anderson's terrible. The team in front of him is a wagon, and that's the problem. Yeah, I mean, that's it, right? Like, they're not even letting the Habs get a chance, let alone. You could put user in a timeout. That's funny. YouTube's direct thing has like some different options, mostly less options, but some different options. Arbor. I wish Arbor was here. Nice little hit by Anderson. They're trying to get some more hits. Arbor's too slow for the Canes. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is Arbor too slow for the Canes? That was certainly my thought coming into the series. I feel like Canes are more like just positionally sound than like outright speed, but I don't know. I still don't know if Jackeye and Galley can hang. Timur, obviously you've never met Jonathan Chichu if you're talking about underwhelming 50-goal scorers. Ill-timed stick break there. Oh, what a move. Amazing. Tied up 1-1. Kind of came up out of nowhere, which is exactly what the Habs ought to do. But they got the puck deep, exactly what they needed to do. And then Matheson with a really nice shot at the top of the circle, basically. Tied 1-1. And that goal was by Matheson, obviously, and then Demidov and Evans with the assists. Mike Matheson, who I think is having a pretty kind of interesting. The underlying stats on Mike Matheson and Carrier have not been great this series, but I feel like they're at least battling very, very hard. Are they giving Demidov that goal? It sounds CBC Sportsnet gave it to Demidov, but what's with all the pop-ups? I Mark, as I mentioned before, it's kind of messed. My streaming software has blocked me out. My original like streaming software that I used to live stream blocked me out and are shaking me down for more money. Literally, what's happening right now. Even though I have a pro subscription, so I had to just jump on YouTube's proprietary live stream. And unfortunately, they are pretty heavy-handed with the ads. But I tried to make them as unobtrusive as possible. But I'm afraid there are going to be some pop-up ads until I can figure out how to fix it. I'm going to use another software for the next game. I will we'll get on another software, but yes, my you can blame me for the pop-ups. You can blame my streaming software company, Riverside, who, despite the fact that I have a pro account, have decided to shake me down and say that I need to pay extra for live streaming features, even though we, as you know, we have used the live streaming features all season. And now they're messaging me now being like, can we charge your credit card? You most certainly cannot. You most certainly freaking cannot. You don't see the the pop-ups. Mark, you're like, I don't see the polyps. I'm like, oh my god, do I have polyps? I don't have any I hope I don't have any polyps anyway. But we do have a 1-1 game here. Can I put any what can I put up here? Share. I can put up a share screen. Maybe I'm not gonna risk that tonight. Do I want to risk that? Well, it's 2-1 Carolina. Taylor Hall just scored, and Adam is very, very happy about that. I don't know why. Uh Loose puck in front, rebounds, pip popping everywhere. 2-1 Hurricanes. Let me see. Anyways, I'm looking forward to trying out some new software for this next game because I will say that even as nice a company as Riverside was, they were somewhat limited in their options. So I think we'll be able to find something even better. Hey, if any of you guys are you guys live streamers? What do you guys use? Let me know. Should I use StreamYard or StreamYard's like the gold standard, I'd say. I've always hated Taylor Hall. Yeah, Taylor Hall's a divisive has had a divisive career. Periods of time where he is absolutely dominated, and then periods of time where he has infuriated many, gotten coaches fired, all kinds of business. But he has found a little late career renaissance here with Carolina, as so many people have. Carolina is an extremely, extremely good team at finding the guys that fit their system. I do think that the Canadians have a little bit of that in them, having found like Texier. Who's another good example of a guy they kind of found on the scrap heap and made into somebody good. They've got a few examples. Taylor Hall's a puke we got. Looks like the Habs are out of gas. Carolina's trying to play dirty. Marty's body language says it all. Habs are weak on defense. Yeah, it's another extendo period in the Habs zone. They can't keep doing this. 2-1's winnable, Adam says. 3-1 on the other hand. That's a tough one. Tough pill to swallow. Habs can't buy a break. Another stick broken. Carolina played dirty after Tampa. We should be used to it. Yeah. Gump Worsley. Oh my god, what a don't make goalies like that anymore, that's for sure. Nice push, but nothing since, says Mark. That's accurate. Oof, what a save. How many times are Canadiens going to break their sticks? Well, they're about to get a penalty here. This is when rest versus rust is your advantage. The Canadiens are starting to look tired. Where's the penalty here? That little grab. They're always going to call that. I know it sucks, but they always call it. Get out of the period 2-1, they'll be fine. How much time they got left in this period? Not much, just 30 seconds to go. 30 seconds and they're home free for 20 minutes anyway. D. Smith says, I cannot put into words how disappointing Caulfield is. He'll be our Austin Matthews. Ouch. Tired? No, Mark says. They're just not as good. Is that really a playoff penalty? Karen says. No, but you know what? This series, I think they're calling them pretty like they see them. Fortunately, there hasn't been too many penalties this series. I thought the Buffalo series was like a little heavy-handed. Timur says, still hope for the best. This has been a Cinderella run. It could continue. Oof. All right. First period is over. And then in shots, 14-5 Carolina. Not the way that the Canadiens, I think, wanted to come out, unfortunately. No problem. 2-1. Hey, the stick got stuck in the Dobesh's pad again? Is that what happened? Looked like it. Bullied by the Canes and playing small. That is kind of how it feels. Oh man, they're playing Lime. R.I.P. Denise Lepage, by the way, of the epic Montreal disco duo Lime from the classic disco era. Denise Lepage unfortunately left us this past week. You can hear the song as they were cutting to break there if you're watching it on Sportsnet. I need to be right back. In my haste of trying to get set up for tonight, I had to. I have not gotten my water. Let me go get my water. I'll be back in 1 second. Really showing you how the sausage is made. I feel like I should give you guys a tour of my house tonight. You guys get to see it all. I might as well introduce everything to you. This is, as you can see, a Montreal Gazette about PK Subban. This is the first cover story I wrote actually on for the Gazette back in 2016. So it's 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And then as you can see there, that's my St. Viator versus Fairmount artwork. And this, sorry, I'm like opposite day. That's the other thing that Riverside did. You're not opposite. And this was done by my wife. My wife painted that for me. So, well, not for me. She just painted it for the house. Marty will make adjustments. Wasn't he supposed to do that before the game started? Yeah. This start has been man, I feel like this is like the for you guys, I feel like this is the worst possible start because we're like, man, they need to come out and they need to shoot more, they need to be more aggressive, and it hasn't really happened at all that way. And they're down a goal. So I understand the skepticism. We'll get the shots going. Well, they haven't yet. They haven't yet. Hold on. I should maybe pull a engage the. All right, let's start. Oh, how does this work? Say. Uh, Let me know if this works. We're gonna use all the fun features tonight. There you go. Q&A time I got. I'm curious to see if this works. Let me know if this works. No questions. All right, fine. Fine. Did it work? Hmm. There you go. What's his name? Luke Gadzik. I didn't like the Canadian start, but I loved their goal. Yes, well, they should score more of them and they should shoot more. I just don't like. I understand that it's like the Carolina Hurricanes are the best at the league in neutralizing. You click the thing. Habinations asked a question. No, he just said I clicked the thing. That's fair. That's not a question, but how does this work? Select question. Oh my god, how does this work? What do I do? Can you see it? I can't see it. It's not working. I'm closing the. I'm closing this. How do I close this? Terrible. Yes, I am confirming. I'm closing Q&A. Sorry, y'all. It was weird. It was weird, and I didn't like it. You guys are already asking me questions regularly, so I don't need to do that. Sometimes you just got to admit that the other team is better, Kurt says. I don't see how they win unless Carolina chokes. Carolina can choke. It can happen. The Canadiens just need to like hang around. And then there's enough parity in this league that if the Canadiens can muck it up and hang around, anything's possible. But they're not doing it right now, so it's kind of tricky. Everyone Ray-Ban says everyone said we lose to Tampa and Buffalo. What happened? You know what? Anybody who said that they were going to lose to Tampa and Buffalo, were definitely not watching the season, where it was pretty clear that all three teams were like pretty even and that everybody had a shot. So if anybody came into the playoffs being like they're gonna lose to Tampa, they're gonna lose to Sabres, are just like hedging their bets. I know a lot of times I think everybody here kind of like undersells the Habs a little bit because like you don't want to be disappointed, right? You don't want to be the one that says the Habs are going to win and then lose. And I say this as someone who picked Carolina in 6, and I'm sticking by my Carolina in 6. But Timur, they said your comment is too long. Oh, I'm sorry. That's pathetic. I feel like I'm gonna get a better software for the next game. This YouTube's proprietary software fucking sucks. I don't trust it. I feel like it's just gonna cut out like at any second here. Let's enjoy the time spent together, I think. But yeah, apologies tonight for the technical difficulties. Just an absolute fucking shit show all around trying to get things done. Let's see what we got here. Carolina has been in the East Final. It's so long, so much. It seems like they're ready to win. In years not involving the Habs, there's a couple of years now where I'm like, they're due to make the final. Perhaps this is the year that they're due to make the final. Mark says the Canes are a better team so far. Anyway, Canes are undoubtedly the better team right now. Doesn't mean they're going to win, but they're the better team right now for sure. Adam says, just got to accept that this is where our run ends. Nothing wrong with that. Didn't expect a cup this year. We clearly see what this team needs to be contenders. Hopefully they can address it. End of the day, that seems like a very possible, likely result. But cheer to the bitter end, Adam and everybody. It's all we have in this life is to root each other on, root the team on, and even if they're fighting the most uphill battle of their lives. I think they're gonna try here. The Canes are a lot better than Tampa or Buffalo. The Canes are a lot. I think they are a lot better than Tampa and Buffalo. Sid Sixero said after the Habs won Game 1 that the Carolina Hurricanes, the reason why they keep losing in the conference finals is because they feast on mediocre Metro Division competition, and then when they finally meet an Atlantic team, they like face reality. I don't think that is it in the end. I think this iteration of the Carolina Hurricanes is the best iteration that they've had in the last few years. I think adding Stankoven, Miller, Ehlers, I think these guys had a killer offseason. Killer offseason. They've really changed the complexion of this team. Harry says you got to be more succinct when doing the YouTube comments. Yeah, I guess so. Losing to Frederick Anderson is as bad as losing to Michael Leighton. No, losing to Michael Leighton was really bad. It doesn't get worse than that. Adam says, if they win, awesome. But my mindset is that the series is not ours. That's like a pretty healthy way to look at it. What does Kurt asks the all important question here? What does this team need to get better? And then Adam says, second line center and a top right-handed defenseman. Those are the two like obvious ways to improve for sure. Second line center, I've said it before. I think this team can score enough. To me, the perfect second line center is a Sam Bennett type. 50 points, I'm good. But if they can be like a real hard ass to play against, like we were talking about Claude Lemieux at center, Sam Bennett, that kind of player. I think that's the kind of guy that I think would really change. I think it'll really change the complexion of this team. Timur's out because the platform's of YouTube sucks. That is fair. Timur, that is fair. It's not the funnest. It's not the funnest way to do this, but it was the only way I could figure out on short notice. Um, Joe Mitch just needs to tell the boys they owe him a few goals. They owe him more than a few goals. Also, Adam was talking about the top right-handed defenseman. Definitely, that is the other thing. They have. I mean, this is why they drafted David Reinbacher. The hope was that he would be that guy. No idea what situation he's coming into next year. I would be pretty disappointed if he wasn't at least good enough to win a job next year. That would be pretty wild. I know that injuries have cut his development time, but he's now played enough games that I'm like, he should be ready to go. Mark says we need a D-man who can clear the front of the net. Yes, that is a part of their game that in trying to find these great transition defensemen, I think they've kind of missed on getting again. Reinbacher could be that guy. As Adam says, Reinbacher is the guy, but if he can't make it, it's a problem. And I totally agree. If he's not pushing to make that team to next year from the start, like what else is it going to take? We need another Maurice Richard. Oh my god. Kelly says 40 minutes, a lot of time to amp up the energy and forecheck. That is true. Kurt says second line center, number one need. Yeah, they need like a real. I would argue right now they have like 4 top 6 players, right? I just feel like Demidov is always kind of just working with other guys. I like Newhook. I think Newhook's better as a third liner. Texier is better as a third liner. Mark says Reinbacher can't go 10 games without getting hurt. He's no answer. He's gonna have to find a way to start being healthy. Jacob asks, why are we so bad at home? It's kind of like a league-wide thing. Like league-wide, the home teams are struggling a little more than expected. I think all the teams are kind of dealing with the pressure, and there's so much parity in this league. But I do think more than anyone, the Canadiens do suffer from I don't know if it's just expectations or line change or what, but there just seems to be they seem to really struggle, especially from the jump. Knuckles and Rick Green think the team gets too uptight with all the pomps and circumstances pre-game. Yeah, they kind of it was interesting the way they said it because they were kind of like it shouldn't be an excuse, but there is an element that is. So it's kind of an interesting way to look at it. But they need to just get blinders on and go out and play like it's the road. It sucks. It sucks because you guys, fans pay a lot of money to watch those games, and for them to come out flat every time in the first 10 minutes at home, it's like, what is going on? Gary been invited to meet Bob and I hate to with a passion. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, record at home. I know it's bad. Yeah. Super annoying. Super annoying. Yeah, and then the other thing that I think ultimately they'll need to win is, I think by the time that they're really like contenders, you have to keep in mind that Phil Deneau, Josh Anderson, Gallagher, like these guys will be off the books, and so they'll need to ostensibly rebuild the bottom 6, and that I think is going to be really the difference between winning and losing. I think their top players, we kind of know what they are and what they bring. But it's clear that they're gonna need a more full team, a more full lineup. They need another top offensive player. They need another weapon on offense, and then they need to rebuild the bottom 6. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting like transitional, right? Like when Anderson, I think is gonna come back unless he's like just takes a big step back next year. Adam says, I agree. It's gonna be tough to build that bottom 6. Yeah, because like Deneau and Anderson, let's say even if they do come back at reduced salaries after next year, and that year to me is the year that they're really gonna like some of that money comes off the books. All the long-term deals will have been signed, basically. That next year, I think they're going to take, hopefully, get another like good shot at it here. And then in 2 years, I think that's going to be uh, the big one. Because I still think they're a year early. Like, I don't know if you guys all agree. Like, I still think that this year I was kind of like, okay, I want them to be better than last year, but like, my expectations are still not through the roof. So making the Final Four this year, I'm like, okay, wow. But at the same time, you can't take a step back. You can never take a step back, really. Very hard to take a step back and uh and then take like step back, two steps forward. Easier said than done. Marty is you're saying Marty looks defeated. Marty's got a weird look on his face. He's definitely like stern right now. I don't know if this is because he thinks that the team is played like he thinks there's anything left. Hoping for Thorpe or Jackeye on the fourth line. Oh man, Thorpe and Jackeye, they would love. They would love. Harry asks, so I don't live in Montreal anymore, but are most tickets not corporate given out to employees as a bonus, or do plebes really fork out thousands to see a game? Kind of a mix. Kind of a mix. I do still know some people I know who are still like doggedly hanging on to their season tickets and paying some good money for it. Who are just kind of like guys who've had them for forever. Steve keeps saying it's too easy. Dobesh still, man, still keeping these guys in it. That's funny. I just see Sid Sixero asking Leafs fans, "What would you rather, Marner win or the Habs win?" That's funny. Mitch Marner's gonna possibly win the Stanley Cup and be the Conn Smythe winner. That's maybe the one thing that'll, if the Habs lose and I'm like sad, it's the one thing that'll make me laugh, right? I got no love for the Vegas team, but Mitch Marner winning the Stanley Cup would be really funny, and winning the Conn Smythe. Too many giveaways. Adam says if they're gonna lose with pride. Yeah, like try to hit something. Try to do like something, get the people going. Hope Marner wins if we don't advance, Rick says. All those freaking experts in Toronto can eat crow. For real. Oh, Jackson Blake with a really good chance there. Yeah, Cuthbert's saying they're having trouble. Habs are having trouble getting out of the zone. That is true. Nice try by Newhook here. Newhook's still battling, man. I'll give Newhook credit. Oh, Nice try by Caulfield with who was that? Anderson in front? Gavin McKenna will make Habs forget or make Leafs fans forget about Marner. Marner's a really good player, man. Marner's a really good player. Oh, Struble. Struble was the one in front of the net. Okay. Okay, Jaden. Hello, George Brown. Getting dominated. Got to cut into that shot total. It is currently 16-7 in shots for Carolina. Carolina, 15 of those came in the first period, where they scored 2 goals and lead 2-1 in the game. 15-5 now the shots in the first it was. Habs indeed are out hitting Carolina tonight, 13-10. That is true. You know what? Just like as I said, I didn't think it jibed the hit discrepancy jibed that much in Carolina. I'm also kind of feeling that one this tonight. It's like really Carolina's only got 10 hits. I don't trust any of these hit counters anymore. Somebody give me an NHL Edge subscription. McKenna can't play defense like Marner. He's so bad he'll fit in. That's gonna be a pressure cooker for McKenna, man. He's gonna come in and the expectations will be crazy. Nice little forecheck by Veleno. It was a short one, but sure is a power play. And as you guys are saying, the Habs need to score now. Rob Brindamore's like, what the hell was that? Oh, hey, Bob. If we don't show some effort on the power play, Marty needs to adjust it for next time. Ray says, let's just change up the power play right here. I think Marty might feel like he's too late to change. I don't know. He seems like he's like dedicated to his crew here. Well, that didn't take long. That was a quickie. How long did that take? Was that 5 seconds? 5 seconds after? It's like 30 seconds after. Beauty. Lane Hudson, who people said was going to have a all the people who said that Lane Hudson was going to have a big game after taking that knee from Taylor Hall, perhaps proven right so far. And it was a beautiful give and go with Caulfield. And it's tied 2-2. Did Jakub Dobeš? They're saying Jakub Dobeš might have gotten an assist on that one. Oh, baby. Rick Wood says, I took Caulfield, but he set up lane. Great. Adam stressed. Yes, Caulfield got an assist. Awful shift in our zone. Cardiac Canadiens, as always. Play looked like they'd done it 100 times in practice. Rayban says, need to simplify the zone exit. Adam says, not going to get his hopes up, though. Texier with a terrible play. Yeah, that was not a great play. The giveaway. Montreal waking up. A couple more shots, though, would be nice. Karen says, feeling the energy shift. The audience is definitely buzzing after the Hudson goal. I mean, it was a beauty. That's just those moments where it's like, man, the Canes do have like an insane amount of talent, and in games where they don't necessarily play that well, they're capable of like all of a sudden doing something. It does happen. That is one thing to remember. Canes have multiple players who could just kind of like all of a sudden. Suzuki would have had a better if the pass had been a little more on the stick, man. Would have been a great chance there. Yikes! That was a bad wipeout by the Habs for a 3-on-1, but Dobesh kept them alive in that one. Oof. It was a fun game tonight, though. Oof. Yeah, we're getting our money's worth tonight, man. Habs are picking it up. Nothing overwhelming, but better. Rick says, wow. Is that off the Dobesh save? Hey, we'll take our chances playing like this against their goalie any day. Mark says, crazy period. Ryan says, we need better defensive coverage. Yeah, they need the better defensive coverage. But so far, so good. Oh, the Canadians paid tribute to the Victoire. That's nice. Did you see where the Canes organization has told the anthem singer who did our old Canada in English and French that he will not be permitted to sing again this series? Bob, I even wrote about it in the MontrealGazette.com. Go check out MontrealGazette.com. I wrote about it. Rick Wood's going to see a proctologist. We see eye to eye on things. That's funny. Clearly targeting Hudson, so we need Struble or someone to go after their best players. But yeah, pretty. Oh, I see what you're like. Can't fan, shut up. Yeah, because the Olays. You guys don't like the old. You guys really don't like the Olays, eh? They told him he wouldn't be singing. Did they say it was because he sang in French? Mark, they did not say that. So we don't know, but it's unfortunate. What we do know is that he was lauded, even in Charlotte, the Charlotte paper and the Raleigh paper for singing it bilingually, and then was asked not back. So I don't know. Oh, Bob read it. Thank you, Bob. Mark says, let's not start unnecessary rumors. Yeah, I don't want to say that that's like definitively what happened, or even to, I suppose, I didn't even want to like necessarily speculate that way, but I just wanted to point out that the singer that was, lauded for singing bilingually, will not sing again this series, to the disappointment of many on the internet who were very disappointed about it. I think is how I'll diplomatically put it. Nice try to Evans. Can they get something going? Rick says there were rumors after Mason was fired that the Canes did not want to appease Canadian fans. Read that on several sites. That we don't know if that's the case. Like, we can speculate, as Mark said, he himself posted on Twitter but did not give a reason. We don't know. Apparently, he sang bilingual anthem before the Habs and Sens games. Yeah, so we don't know what happened, but it's just unfortunate, more so than knowing the exact reasons here. Mark says, as a Frenchie myself, I know how riled up Francophones can get at the slightest provocation. So let's not assume the worst. Fair, but the Canes, they are petty. Look what they did to KK. Right? Look what they did to KK. They massacred our boy. I guess that was his fault, I guess. Ooh. Man, you guys follow the NBA? The Knicks they have a watching party, a $10 watch party at Radio City Music Hall tonight, and people are going nuts in there. It looks like so much fun. That looks like a fun watch party. No offense to the Bell Center watch party, but the Radio City Music Hall party looks like an absolute rager for the Knicks tonight. If you guys are Knicks fans, still need more shots. Yes, there is indeed a power play coming up for the Hurricanes. That is indeed another Ghoulie special. So that's 2 penalties for Ghoulie tonight. Yeah. That was pathetic. Carrier had the puck and just gets manhandled. Ghoulie caused his own penalty. Not Ghoulie taking another penalty. That is indeed 2 penalties for Ghoulie tonight. That is indeed 2 penalties for Ghoulie tonight. Mark says, I feel like he's so overrated. I think he's had an excellent playoff. Got 2 penalties tonight. He does have a bit of a light stick. He does take some high sticking penalties. But I think Goulie's had an excellent playoff. I've been really impressed with his play for the overall in these playoffs, I must say. And this was after I felt like he had his worst regular season ever. Man, that's off the post. Mark says that anthem singer is originally from Toronto. How did he get down to Carolina? That's an interesting trajectory. Goulet has 8 points. Yeah, I think he's had a great playoff. Do I think he's like the perfect player? Definitely not. But I think when I think of like needing a bigger net clearing type of defenseman, Goulet's got a better possibility of being that guy than and pretty much anybody that they might go out to acquire, honestly. That type of old school net clearing guy, hard to find. I think in like Reinbacker and Goulet, and you've maybe got yourself a better shot. Dano Anderson, playoff performers. Yeah, there. That's sometimes when you're a veteran like that, you know what it takes to win. You know what it takes to win the playoffs. It's kind of what happens, right? When you're a veteran player, like you just know how to play in the playoffs better. Oh, what a block by Evans. Evans, man, what a warrior. Evans is another guy that just seems like when the playoffs come, man, Evans got another gear too, I think. Not second line center gear, but he's got a gear. But yeah, no, I think the Canadians can now that they're back at 5-on-5, I think the Canadians can just put some more shots on Anderson. The guy's got allowed 2 goals on 9 shots. What Hall did last game was dirty. Yeah, that knee was pretty dirty. Yeah, Matheson's had a good series, I think. I really expected Dobson to have like a great series, and he's been kind of meh so far. Love to see more from from Dobson. Ryan says, I think Dobson's still hurting. That I guess so. I kind of thought like towards the end of the Buffalo series, I'm like, okay, he's playing better. And then the Carolina series is like a great avenue for him to play his game. And maybe I jumped the gun on him being healthy. Anyone see Slavkovsky? No, another pretty weak game for Slavkovsky. He had a couple chances in the first, but nothing much in the second. Finish the second strong, take him to the third. Who talked about the Victoire win? I thought everybody was happy about the Victoire win. By the way, the parade's on Saturday. That's going to be lots of fun. They're going to meet the mayor tomorrow. I hope they get a nice big crowd for Saturday for the parade, starting, I believe, at Place des Arts. What a treat that's going to be. I hope I can make it down. Slav's cheering up Cole with a back rub. It's an easy injury to aggravate. Yes, the thumb. That's another thing about the thumb, right? The thumb is like, it doesn't take much to inflame it again. Be honest, the Habs played just as well without Dobson. Yeah, but again, Dobson is like not a healthy Dobson playing. I think like a good healthy Dobson, I think is a huge difference maker for this team. But we're not seeing that Dobson right now. So I don't know. I don't know if he's just not healthy, if he's not playing well to the competition, if he's not playoff ready, if he's just not a playoff performer. I really don't know. I always thought the Islanders outdid themselves. Slav's a big man that shouldn't get pushed around like he does. He needs some NHL peanut butter and the weight room. Dobson can't take a slap shot. Yeah, that is the telltale sign that is he's probably not healed. Then don't play. You played well without him. Just sit and let him mend. Yeah, if his I see that's why I was also like, well, if he's back, it's because his thumb is like reasonably okay. Like I get it if you're not 100%, but yes, I do wonder if bringing Dobson back, if he's going to play kind of okay and not great. But the truth is, they just don't trust Struble and Jackeye, and with Dobson in the lineup, it allows them to play 5 defensemen that they trust, as opposed to playing just 4 defensemen that they trust. So even a Dobson with one hand, I think they trust more than Struble and Jackeye, and I think probably justified, to be honest. Oh, Karen with the Habs goal coming. Karen's been good at the vibes, feeling the vibes. What's the story with Gallagher? Rabinov says. Yeah, he just Gallagher's not doesn't trust him. Doesn't trust him with the speed of these series. I don't think he thinks Gallagher can hang speed wise and physically. Oh, how's that not in? Good chance. Good chance. What a stop by Dobesh. Oof. Exciting end of the period here. Thank you, Dobesh, Adam says. The only one to show up game in, game out. He's the only one that's pretty much every game has been pretty lights out. He's been, I mean, absolutely undeniably incredible in these playoffs. Struble thinks he's Hudson, causes a turnover. Yes, that is a big Struble problem. I think that generally causes his game to suffer a little bit. Yeah, Walker absolutely runs. That was Sean Walker. They must be terrified of what they see in Reinbacher. They seem like they were pretty excited about him towards the end of the season. I'm not ready to count out Reinbacher. It just doesn't seem like, given his skill set, it just doesn't seem to me like it would take that much for him to at least be on the team next year. Maybe he doesn't become like a great top 4 defenseman, but man, as long as he's healthy, like he should be able to play. Like he's got all the skills. Is that not is a 4-on-4? I have it as a power. Unbelievable. It is indeed. It is indeed a 4-on-4. Unbelievable. Even Engstrom would be better than Struble. Yeah, I think it's just like a lack of physicality in Engstrom. I will say Engstrom hasn't quite looked ready for the NHL. He's still, I think, needs a little bit of seasoning. That was the problem with Struble. He scored on that last goal. He's no longer who he was. He's playing a Dobson game. Yeah, which is not his game. Yeah, a bit of an inexplicable 4-on-4 here, and that's how the period is. Yeah, that Suzuki. That Suzuki play was like, what the hell, guys? All-star game attempts. Had to shoot the puck. Had to shoot the puck there. Yeah. Oh, Matheson on the wraparound attempt, and that's the end of the second period. I mean, it's tied 2-2. The Habs are playing much better. That was 10-6 though in shots in the period, and they're just not shooting enough. It's just like you guys are actually getting the possessions now, but you're not shooting enough. So that's really the question. Like, can the Canadiens, a leopard cannot change their spots, but the Canadiens, I think, will have to change their spots a little bit. Because when they shoot, things go okay. And then when they don't, you know what I mean? So just shoot more. Marty can get them amped up over the hit on Dobish. Yeah, what a play. But where Dobish gets run over by Walker and they got to come out with a different mentality, Adam Carter says. I think they could come out with the same game they played towards the end of the period. But they need to shoot more. But I think if they do that, they've put themselves in a position to win tonight, which is obviously much better than what you can say about the last game, even though the last game they did make it to overtime, but they just tonight they put themselves in a chance to win this one. Like this one, if they don't win this one, I'll feel like they kind of let things get away from them a little bit. Like I do think they're in a position to potentially win this, and but it's gonna take a shot. It's gonna take a shot to do it, and they can't afford to have like a 2-3 shot period and try to get it done. In my opinion. What are you guys saying here? We need an edgy player like Zach Benson to aggravate the Canes. We are too nice. That is why I have called for a Sam Bennett type player for the Habs. That's what they need. They need a guy who's got like some sandpaper to his game, but who can score. I think that would be a better suited player for the top six than another like outright scorer. Like I don't think they've got enough scoring talent. I think what they need is like a guy who can like be a real two-way star. Jack guy, you say. He might not be good enough though. You know what I mean? Florian, maybe he's a fourth line player. Hopefully. Galley should go in next game. Look at the minutes of Bolduc and Doc so far. Man, they have not been, you're right. They have not been playing Doc and Bolduc at all. And I mean, they put those guys in overtime the last game. They let in the goal and then got called out after. And Marty was not happy about getting called out about that. But I do think you say it was bad for David. You say it was a bad move by Marty to keep Struble in instead of Wi-Fi. I really think they're concerned about Jack Ice foot speed. They have those guys. Sammy Blais was one. Sammy Blais is interesting, man. I was like, he looked good when he was at the Habs when he played like those few games. And there's just no room. But maybe they could have swapped out like Veleno. Well, Veleno was kind of doing the same job. And Texier and Bolduc and for their up and down play have been big offensive contributors at times in this in these playoffs. So like there are a couple games they wouldn't have won without him. So where is there room for Blais? Because I agree. I like Blais' game. I think he'd be a good fourth line player. Uh yeah. Owen Protz will be the next energy guy, like Gallagher. Nasty as hell. He'll definitely need some Laval time. I'm curious to see how he and Pickford do in Laval next year. Again, all the more reason why Reinbackers just run out of time in Laval, I think. I mean, we could play a little bit more, but if you can't get out of it now, and then you've got Pickford and Protz and other guys coming, like you're never gonna make it. Those are our sandpaper guys for the future. They're definitely drafting sandpaper guys, which I think is the right move. Let's see what we got here. Dirty, but not as consistently dirty as Tampa. Galley and Sam gone. They'll have to find a way to get rid of them. They're both under contract for next year. This is where Habs legends are made. I know. This is like, who's going to be a hero here? I keep like waiting for, New Hook's embrace that moment. He's had some heroic moments here. Who else is going to have like that heroic moment? Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Slav, right? Running a goalie is dirty no matter the team. I'm pretty disappointed they gave a penalty to Evans there. Like, what do you expect? He's just gonna let a guy run his goalie? Like, obviously not. Slav's not playing big this series. He's not. And this is a series again where I feel like Carolina plays a very team-focused game. I feel like their hitting is like pretty precise, but I don't find them to be like too reckless. I don't know. That could come back to bite me saying that, but I feel like Slavkovsky has a lot of like possibility here to use his body to get inside. Mark says Slav plays one big game in 10. In the playoffs, that's kind of what he's had two big games in the playoffs, right? So far. Suzuki, they need to play. Based on how we're playing 5-on-5, I don't know. It seems like a letdown is coming. Robert says we need this game. Going down 2-1 would be rough. Again, this is where being like a younger team, I think. You want to be able to like get that first punch in just because like a veteran team like Carolina could go into shutdown. They could win a game and go into shutdown mode. And that's what Carolina's trying to do right now. And the Canadiens need to like find a way to counteract it. And I do think that. Oh yeah, look at Dobish taking all these hits, man. If Slav played every game like he's capable, would be much more dangerous. It's true. In the last two series when Dobish was run, they just let our player have a free shot against the offender. I know, and then this time they didn't. We're a young team, but this is our year, Robert says. I don't know if this is our year, but they've already made it. They've already had a year. This is already a great year. Would be great if they could have more, I think, is how I would put it. Five, 6 year window opens this year. I don't know if it's 5, 6. That seems like a lot. 4, 5, maybe. Finals or bust. That's the spirit. Let's get the speed going, boys. They definitely need more speed. Come on, Robert says. Okay, fine. They'll make it. They'll make it. Post a poll. What is my poll tonight? What's the window? That's a good question. Oh, let me ask that. Okay. Start a poll. Is the Canadiens Cup window Okay, let's see how this works. Does this work? Tell me if that works okay. Seven years. 10-year window. Oh my god. 6 years. 6 years is a good window, Adam. Maybe I should have gone higher up. I said 3, 4, 5. Three's low, but that's some teams only have three, man. How many did Florida have? Florida had what, 3, 4? Who knows what's going on? Ten-year window. 5-year window. Florida was older. That is true. That is true. We need to outpace them and use our skill. We know we can light these guys up because we did it all season and game one. 6 years max. 6 years feels like a good window. Robert keeps saying, come on, come on, come on. Okay, I'm fine. Big window, long window. I don't know how long the windows are. How long are these windows? I'll end the poll in like a minute, but it looks like Moore is in the lead. Moore is in the lead by a lot. Maybe I should have put not by that much though. Not that much, I will say. We let them off the hook in game 2, so we'll take this. We have reinforcements coming. Do we? I don't think the reinforcements come. They got some good. They got some good prospects, no doubt about it. I don't know if they have anybody as lights out as Hudson, Demidov in the wings. Susie is the oldest player. I know, but that's kind of how what I put the window at. His contract ends when he's 30. So I'm kind of like, okay. After that, who knows? Who knows what might happen? It's a lot of time. A lot of time. Oh, a lot of people outside the Bell Center tonight. Ryan says we spent too much time playing from behind. It's how they do it. It's how they do it. Hugo realized the rebuild's never over. They aren't putting all their eggs in front of 4 or a generational player. In 6, 7 years, Hugo will retool. No doubt about that. I agree with you. But who knows if they'll be able to, right? There's no guarantees in life. Okay, let me no, wait for the end of the period and then I'll end the poll. No right or wrong answer, by the way. If the rebuild was over, Hughes would have made trade to the deadline. I mean, it's semantics, right? Like the rebuild is never over because you're constantly retooling that. You're constantly tinkering with the team and making them better. I think that the like the lottery pick portion of this is over. Now they're like picking and picking and picking and trying to like make a perfect team, but ESPN are eating Bell Center hot dogs. I wish I was eating a Bell Center hot dog tonight. Maybe I'd have a little more energy. Hugo realizes a rebuild is never over. They aren't putting all their eggs in our generational player. Oh, I already read that one. Oh, I got a fun little stat for you guys. Hold on. All right, let's end the poll. What did you guys say? 0% 3. Yeah, 3 was unfair. That was too low. I should have done 4, 5, 6. 12% said 4. 29 said 5, which I feel is like I'd be pretty stoked if they could be 5 years deep. I'd be impressed with that. And then more, you guys say 59. All right, you guys are in it for the long haul. I like it. I like it. You guys are in it for the long haul. Astros complete the rare 3-pitcher no-hitter. Oh, they have not had a very good season. Good for them getting the no-hitter in there. I mean, I don't like them. I don't like that team, but hold on. More another stat here. I like this polling tool. I'll make more polls. I'll make more polls. That's the one good thing about the YouTube feature. I think the YouTube feature's got the poll. The Riverside poll never worked. Lane Hudson, first defenseman in Canadiens history with 10 power play points in a single postseason. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. All right, here we go. Jeff Molson will be raking in the dough the next few years. At least somebody will. Maybe we will too. Maybe we will too. We'll all benefit from this. Karen says the Habs are getting the next goal. So let's see if her energy is on. How are you protecting goalies if you penalize both teams? Yeah, it's kind of weird, eh? Whoever wins game 3 of the series wins 76% of the time. Oh, damn. God, they only have 11 shots. They need more, man. That's really the number one thing here. Brutal. Dobson just wipes out at the worst time. Why did they show that Scheifele hit on Evans? Because the CBC wants you to uh they like to celebrate the moments where the Canadians got riled, basically. Both teams having trouble getting much of anything done in the early going here. They wanted to show Ehlers protecting Evans. Oh, yes, I guess that also makes a lot of sense. Ah, nice try, though. Ah, not great icing to take there. Did Marty address the lack of shots? I think he's been pretty like nothing in particular, I don't think. Just like the usual, like, you know, they're trying for a good shot, basically. 5 minutes now into the third period. A little more than 5 minutes, and still 2-2. Shots 26-11 for the Carolina Hurricanes, of course. Canadians once again being a little stingy with the shots. Um, I think they've played a better game than last game, but the lack of shots once again present here. Both teams are playing very tentatively, Ray-Ban says. Mark says, Ehlers makes me nervous. Ehlers has always made me very nervous. I find him to be a very good player. Not a surprise to me at all that the Winnipeg Jets absolutely tanked the second he walked. Just another player there that they didn't treat particularly well, and then he left. And he's thriving in Carolina, which does not shock me at all. A team that will just let him roll. The Canes are not as quick. They're not as quick. They're definitely a positionally sound team, but they're not a team of burners. So this is where the Canadiens have an opportunity, I think. But it hasn't happened yet. Ehlers is a tricky shot. That shot he did on the game winner yesterday was not the game winner, but the one to send it to overtime was unbelievable. Canes play great D, but we can get behind them. They really can. And yeah, Ehlers has a very tricky shot, and Ehlers is a great player. Ehlers is a great player. Um, Man, the Canes weren't really in a position. I mean, he probably wouldn't have come anyway. It was pretty clear that Ehlers was going to go to Carolina. That was a great place for him, so he wasn't going to come to Montreal. But I am curious to know if Montreal did consider an offer to Ehlers or to at least hit up his agent. He's a little old for the group, but he's the kind of guy that I would have been like, man, Ehlers on the second line. You kidding me? But Struble on the ice with the fourth line, a recipe for disaster. I know. They've kept him playing. It's not like Jack Eye who they take out. They do still give Struble sparing minutes. I mean, he's played a full 10 tonight. 3 hits. He's just got to be team lead. Tied for the team lead with Jake Evans. 3 hits for Struble tonight. Only 1 shot so far. Yeah, only 1 shot. Kind of wild. For Carolina, of course. Hearing Adam Tuck wants 11 million, not worth that. He did not have a good playoff. I don't know what they're going to do. He's a hometown guy. He's tough to replace, but he was awful in the playoffs. 11 is a lot for Adam Tuck. Adam Tuck? Yeah, Luke Tuck is the have Adam Tuck. Adam Tuck? Why can't I remember his name now? Tuck. Alex Tuck. I was like, Adam doesn't sound right. Alex Tuck. Yeah, he's also the best free agent available. And he's gonna try to make his money, and he should, but the type of player I'd love the Habs to have, but the timing isn't right. He's a little too old. He's gonna want too much money. The Canadiens will be better off to try to find a Tuck. However that happens. Yeah, I don't know if the Sabres are in a great position to give any guy 11 million, let alone him, but because the problem is I think they need another scorer. So I don't know if that's worth the money. Second line center is the top of the agenda through trade. The problem is that there just isn't a lot. I'm not saying that they're not going to get a second line center. I'm saying that they might not get that second line center in the off season, just because I just don't know who's really around, and I don't think they're going to just get a guy to get a guy. Yeah, you guys are right. That was not an icing in my book, but it happens. It happens. There you go. I knew Dobson had it in him. Dobson coming down. Oh baby. Yeah, what about Dobson? That's his first, right? Dobson's first? Gotta be. Sure is. Caulfield with another assist. He's got 2 tonight. 2 assists for Dobson tonight. Oh. There's a challenge coming. What do we got? Oh. Caulfield offside. It looks like he's offside. Bummer. Play Dobson 24/7, obviously. Well, this might not count though, so we'll see. Yeah, I would never fault an official on these ones. Like it's by a fraction of an inch. I don't know how I feel about the challenges though of these. It's kind of annoying, but that's the perfect angle right there for Cole Caulfield. It is indeed no goal. Worst rule in hockey. Bell Center crowd agreed. I was wondering if it's saying just offside. Why was the face-off in the Montreal zone and not outside the Carolina blue line? It's a good question. Yeah, momentum killer, but for who potentially? I guess we'll see. The Habs had some good momentum going, but they're still looking pretty good. Oof. Newhook didn't miss by much there. No, I missed by quite a bit. Still only 11 shots on goal. Yep. Oof. Dobish gets a piece of that Walker shot. See, now they got to get the puck out of the zone. There you go. That's going to be a Carolina power play. Can't be hitting the guy like that, though, if he doesn't have the puck. Is it like kind of pathetic and sad? Yeah. But that's the rule. It's the rule. You can't hit the guy behind the puck. He didn't have the puck. Sad to say. That's a penalty because he didn't have the puck. That's Adam's right. It is. It's is it like kind of a lame penalty? Yeah, it's a lame penalty, but that's the rule. That's the letter, man. That's the letter of the law. Same with all the Habs penalties tonight. They're kind of like if they were like a playoff, letting them play kind of game. Yeah, they might let them pass, but they're calling them like they see them tonight. It is a penalty. Exactly what Mark says here. Clear interference. You can't hit a guy from behind when he doesn't have the puck. It doesn't matter if he acted though. He still did it. He still hit the guy. You know what I mean? This can be the game right now. Sure can. Power play for the Canes. We got a little less than 9 minutes to go. It's 2-2. Shots are 28-12 for Carolina. If you're asking, has it been a super lopsided game? I don't think so. Definitely would give the edge to Carolina tonight, but I don't. I just think that the Canadiens just pass up so many shots. Like the shot attempts are low, even just because so many passes going down. But I do think the Canes have played a little better than game two. Not like a ton better, but like enough better. But yeah, could this Dobson penalty end up really coming to bite them? They're halfway through a little more than halfway now through the power play. Gossespear's got a rocket. Yeah, just wait 16 minutes since their last shot on net. It's absolutely like mind blowing. And it's just due to like game style. They don't shoot. They pass and pass and pass and they don't shoot. And they've had ample opportunities, I feel, to shoot tonight. I feel like I thought Carolina played a pretty perfect defensive game last game, and the Canadiens just got beat on that side. Tonight, I feel like the Canadiens have had their chances and have just not shot. They've passed up the opportunities here. And it's just like it's starting to get you're not counting the offside goal. Well, I'm not counting the offside goal because it's offside. It wasn't a goal. I don't think that they're playing worse than the Leafs tonight. I think they're playing an okay game. I just think that they're not taking advantage of their opportunities. But I don't think that they're playing a bad game tonight compared to game two, where I just thought game two they were pretty thoroughly outplayed. This is becoming an issue with shots on goal. This isn't a normal series after series, game after game, all season long. What's with not shooting on the net? Like I understand they're trying to like pass up bad opportunities and get good opportunities. And they are an excellent passing team. And in the regular season, they scored a lot of goals. And it wasn't, even though they got outshot, it wasn't a huge problem in the regular season because they kept winning. But now they just need to like, oh my God. Oh, yeah, we haven't had Aho have his like moment yet. Gotta buy Dobish a back brace after the game. That's how bad he's been carrying this team. I've been saying the same thing all year, Mark says. We try too hard to make the perfect play all the time. Yeah, and it's like in the regular season, they in the regular season, they scored so many goals, and it's like, okay, fine, whatever. But the playoffs, this is where like you got to just kind of shoot a little bit. If we don't want to win, if we win, don't want to listen about criticism. The shots on goal by Habs in games is ridiculous. Yeah, it's just like it's like a little too slant. Like I don't need them to outshoot Carolina, but to me, if you could put 25 shots on Anderson, you've got like a good chance to win every time out. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the tricky thing. Carolina 30 shots on goal, Montreal 12 shots. I mean, it's crazy. 12 shots and like you're on home ice. And you're actually in the zone. You're actually like getting decent zone time and you're getting chances and you like just don't shoot. You just pass it up. It's crazy. Yeah, you don't need to finesse it right now. Like, that's exactly it. Like I understand that that's their game, and in the regular season it worked a lot, but they're never going to win. They're not going to win in the playoffs if they can't like adjust their game. Like just adjust it a little bit. I'm not asking for like change the entire way that you play a game. Just like put some shots on net. No style points in the playoffs. Exactly. Just oh, good shift by the Habs. 5 minutes left. Yeah, we're definitely getting to last shot wins territory, last goal wins territory. Chris, Chris Cuthbert, they have not tested Freddie Anderson for quite some time. Yeah, no shit. 6 shots in the second, 1 shot in the third period for the Habs. 1 shot for the Habs in the third. Like, what is going on? Exactly. 25 shots on Anderson, you probably win tonight. Why is Struble on the ice? I have no freaking clue. They think he plays well with Hudson. This is why they need a right-handed defenseman, by the way. This is why they need a right-handed defenseman. I mean, that's the good thing about these playoffs, right? You sort of see where the team still has some limitations, and you're like, oh, they need a defenseman to play with Hudson, who's not Jaden Struble. Oh, they need a second line that can get Demidov going, so he's not doing it all by himself, trying to score here on the second line. Now we're like starting to see, you know, oh yeah, we're not. It's still a work in progress, but very impressive where they've gotten so far, and they're still very much in this game with just a little under 4 minutes to play, and it's tied at 2. And they've once again pushed this to late in the third. Game 2, they pushed to overtime. Can they push this bad boy to overtime as well? I mean, you got to think about it too from Marty's perspective. He's got it. He's gone this far doing it his way. Rand defense and then play Reinbacker. How much worse can Reinbacker be? I mean, you just don't want to put Reinbacker in the. If you put Reinbacker in right now, that's like feeding a lamb to the wolves, right? You can't do that. Oh my god, that 2-on-1 was so much more. Oh my god. What a shambolic 2 minutes for the Habs here. Carolina's trying to end this one in regulation, that's for sure. Just another brutal pass through the neutral zone that's going to result in icing here. Man, the Habs just like, come on, man. So many bad passes. That outlet pass that was such a like great skill during the season, just not theirs tonight. Just like a lot sloppier. I mean, just a lot less time, right? Carolina's on you in the offensive zone so fast. I don't mind the icings. It stops their momentum. I mean, the Habs do win faceoffs at least. Gary Buttman wants the Canadiens to not win. He doesn't, but I also don't think that he specifically does anything to prevent that from happening. I think he just sits there and doesn't feel like he wants to do it. It'll be a 50-50 game in OT. Carolina looked real good in game 2 overtime. Down to the final minute here. Canes 55% faceoffs. They've been good in the faceoff die. I still trust, even if Carolina's done better, I still trust the Canadiens' effectiveness to win a faceoff when it counts, just because they've been so good at it. But yeah, you guys are gonna get more fun for the money here. With eight segundos. Not much time left here. Yeah, you're gonna get a little extra OT fun tonight. It looks like we're just here at the tail end. Yeah, the Knicks are headed to the finals. Good for the Knicks, man. That's fun. I feel like the Knicks and the Habs have a bit of like a kindred spirit. Knicks fans remind me of Habs fans. I'm not a Knicks fan, but maybe I should be a Knicks. I don't have a basketball team. I could be a Knicks fan if I want. 2 shots on goal this period. Yeah, 2 shots. 2 shots on goal this period. So, for a second consecutive game, we're going to OT. 2-2 tie game. And then shots. Oh my god. Oh my god. 32-13. 32-13 Carolina. The Habs indeed have 2 shots in the third period. Oh my god. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Besides the Habs blowing out the first game, pretty even since 2 OTs. Yes and no. They did get to OT, which good for them. But they've been getting badly outshot. And the chances and the outchanced and the chances haven't been there. They need to get more they need to get more chances. Do I think that Carolina's offense is like firing all cylinders here? No. Like I do think that the Canadiens have also done a good job keeping Carolina from their offense being that like goals matter, not shots, Eric. Yes, but if they had more shots, they'd probably beat Freddie Anderson. That's the issue, Blue. The issue is that Freddie Anderson is beatable, but if they don't get any shots on him, they're not going to beat him. That's like the very, to me, the very simple narrative of this series. Ottawa, Carolina just plays like Carolina plays such a stifling defense that their goalie doesn't have to work very hard, and the Canadiens have to find a way to break through that. Karen says, "I hope Marty tears him a new one." Yeah, shoot. Adam says, "Habs have zero business to be in OT again." Well, but they are, and they can win it. Carolina's too good defensively, Al Wilson was the man said. They cut down passing lanes and are great with their sticks. Habs got to cycle more and win the one-on-one battles. I do think the cycling down low is where they've got a shot, maybe. Bob says they need to shoot in order to score. Yeah, that is basically it. Pimp Fash. Oh, yeah, you're at the Pimp Fash. You're at the Bell Center. I hope you're having a good one. Very tense at the Bell Center. Need to lean on the Canes more. Ryan says Dobesh has stood on his head. Rick says that's the bottom line. Habs got to shoot. No shots last OT. Yeah, they were going to need, again, you're not going to win an OT if you don't get a shot on goal. Like, it's just like the lack of, again, I don't expect them to outshoot the Canes every game, but like they've got to just get more shots. Eric, do I win the poll prize for the shots under 15? That's right. They had even less shots today than the last game, right? Oh my God, that's terrible. That's terrible. Oh, you went over. You know what? Face-offs and 1-versus-1 seem to favor the Canes so far. Yep. No way we get the same outcome, right? Hopefully they can get a shot at least on goal and give them a fighting chance. Same results as game 2. We need some shots in OT. Yeah. All right. Easy question for you guys. Overtime predictions. Who is your hero? I said Suzuki last game. Didn't play particularly well. Hasn't played particularly well. He had a couple chances tonight. Every game he's got a couple chances. He doesn't play like great, but he gets his chances. Ugh. But he just, I don't know, he doesn't, he looks like his brain is broken. He can't put a shot on goal. Does he even have a shot on goal tonight? I feel like he's passed up all his opportunities. One shot, 2 shots for Caulfield, 3 for Slav. Is that for real? Bolduc is the only forward outside the top line with a shot. That's crazy. Is that real? So, yeah, Caulfield's got 2, Suzuki got 1, Slav has 3, and then Newhook none, Anderson none, Deneau none, Evans none, Doc none, Texier none, Veleno none, Demidov none, and then Dobson's got 3. Dobson's a great prediction tonight to score, I would say. I like that. I'm gonna say either Doc or not Doc. I'm gonna say either Dobson or Bolduc. Bolduc, I think's got a shot. He hasn't played very much though, has he? Maybe I should pick somebody who actually plays. 9:43 tonight, -1. Deminov's another good one for overtime. Yeah, Deminov's a good one. Newhook time, Struble, and Josh Anderson. Deminov's a good one for the winner. I feel like he's a guy that if he gets his chance, will actually take a shot and score. That's kind of bad. Yeah, the forwards have not been great tonight. We don't deserve OT, but I'll take it. No one makes me hit the mute button faster than Jennifer Botulism. Oh my God. Harsh. Not a super exciting broadcast tonight from Sportsnet, I will say. Hello, Mr. Yamajim. Mr. Jim. I needed 3 shots on goal from Caulfield. Hey, at least he got the 3. Deneau with a dirty goal. That's a good prediction. I like that one. Definitely possible. Slikovsky. He's the shot leader tonight on defense or on among the forwards. He's tied with Dobson for 3 shots tonight. Lane Hudson, I think, also a good overtime guess. He's definitely motivated tonight. Has he hit the 30-minute mark? 22. He hasn't played very much at all. Surprising how much they've played Struble, to be honest. And then for Carolina, Taylor Hall or some guy who's just going to aggravate me. Aho, maybe. Bob says the Habs are not yet built for the playoffs, but somehow they keep working hard to keep the games close. Let's go, boys. Hey, you know what? Sometimes it's harder to find the effort than it is the skill. You know what I mean? We've seen so many teams that have a lot of skill that just don't play a good game. We saw for years Edmonton, Toronto just not playing good enough team defense to win. Say what you want about these Habs and what they're missing or whatever. At least they're in every game. In games where they get badly outplayed, they still like manage to hang around and be close enough. You know what I mean? Did anyone read Lane Hudson's lips on the power play goal? I missed it. What did he say? They certainly work hard, but without Dobesh, the game isn't close. I mean, it's what happens sometimes. Can't be can't be like that every time, but goalie's part of the team. That's the thing, right? Carolina hasn't lost in OT. Again, Adam, remember what we said last round? It was like Never like whenever anybody talks about the perfect record or like, oh, the team is 9-0 in this, 8-0 in this, always telltale sign that something else will happen. But they were great in overtime on Saturday. So if Carolina can play their game, they definitely, and they can keep the Habs from not even getting a shot, then doesn't bode well. A Demi Dingle. Demidov's, I think, a good prediction. Canes will come out quick and try to end it quickly. That, I think, is definitely for sure, Steve. I definitely think that Carolina is going to get one big rush at the beginning because Canadians just don't seem to have an answer for it. The Canadians just need to like weather that rush and hopefully get something going on their end. Someone's record is coming to an end, either Dobesh or the Carolinas. Adam, you are right. Dobesh's perfect record after a loss is in the balance currently. Ehlers is their most dangerous player. Ooh, yeah, he can shoot from anywhere. He can get into definitely some spots. Carolina is like the Devils from back in the day without the clutching grabbing. Just nowhere to go. Need a sweet Demidov dangle or a Cole one timer. Yeah, they just don't give it. They are all the respect to Carolina. They are legit a great hockey team. They are. Sorry to say. If the Canadiens win, it's an upset. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying it'll be an upset if they win. And like the series, I mean. And it can happen. Parity is crazy. Canadians definitely have a ton of talent. Anything can happen. But Ehlers learned everything he knows from the sludge in Halifax Harbor. Yes, a former Halifax Moosehead is Nikolai Ehlers, a QMJHL product. Cole is my man for OT. Rip it or tip it. I like that. I'm afraid to put out a fourth line. They should not play ever, really. Did anyone see LV in the finals when it started? No. But they're a veteran team. So I will say about Vegas is that their window is open. So you would have them in a like in that possibility. You know what I mean? In the West, I was like, it's gonna be Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, Edmonton because they made it last year, but nobody was feeling good about them. And then Vegas because they had made it like fairly recently and they still have a good team. And I was like, it could happen. Torts versus Marty. I mean, I still feel like the poetic final is the Habs with Marty, Vegas with Tortorella, Marner terrorizing Leafs fans, the Habs terrorizing Leafs fans. Doesn't that feel like the right? That feels like the right final to me. Ray Ben says they're buddies, right? Teacher versus student. Yes, everything. All Marty's coaching. Every coach in the NHL has a coach that they like learn the tools of the trade from. And Marty's guy is Tortorella. Even though I think they have very different approaches, I do think that there are elements of Tortorella's coaching that Marty has taken with him into his coaching career. Kelly says the Canes' OT record needs to fall. I know they're perfect so far. Why was Marty upset about the question about the fourth line? He got up and walked out. Yes, he was very mad. But the question was right. They weren't having a good game. Did he walk out? I did see the death stare he gave. Torts said Marty was a pain in the ass, always asking questions. Yes, I don't think Torts is the kind of guy that likes the questions, but All right. Back for OT. Ryan says we need to end it quick. But so far, Carolina is the one who's been able to like get those chances early. So the Canadiens will have to do something a little different. Ah, Nick, come on, man. Two chances for the Habs so far in overtime. First, Suzuki misses a really great opportunity wide. Ooh, not by much. And then Matheson with a shot off the crossbar. Oh man, Suzuki really did not miss that one by much. Oh, this one could have been over for sure. Those are two very good chances. Two very good chances. Yeah, did Marty walk out of the fourth liner question? I thought he just gave a stare down. I'll have to check the video again. I could have sworn it was a stare down, but a post does not count as a shot on goal. One of the stupidest, weirdest rules in the NHL that a shot that hits the post or crossbar is not counted as a shot on goal. Should they change that rule? I feel like they should change that rule. All right. Shot on goal is between the post, Harry says. They ain't that the truth. Matheson so far really carrying the puck a bunch. It's not a save either, so I think that's why Al says. Yeah, I guess that's the conventional way. That's why. I guess so. Goalies would love to pad their stats. Puppy jumped up on the couch. Where's my puppy? He's gonna want to go for a walk soon. He's gonna be pretty pissed off. End this game for my dog. How about that? Too many icings indeed. Disjointed hockey for sure. Diminov and Blake going at it. End it so we can make it to work tomorrow. Where is the hockey IQ from this team? They're having a good overtime, Adam. No, you don't think so? I think they're having a pretty solid overtime right now. They don't have any shots, weirdly enough, but I swear to God, they had a post and Suzuki didn't miss by much, and they had a. You don't think they're having a good play overtime? Okay, yeah. I mean, right now Carolina's gotten in the zone, but I thought they started out okay. I wasn't too bad. I didn't think it was too bad a start. Yeah, Habs need to end it for the dogs. They had one great minute. I mean, one great minute out of 4 or 5 minutes now. Oof, gotta watch out for those rolling pucks. Oof. What was that? Indeed, Hudson. That was a risky move. Struble on the ice. Marty is brain dead at times. Where the fuck is Doc been? Not playing very much. That's where he's been. Doc has only played. I mean, he just hasn't had a good series. I just think he's a little overmatched. Uh, basically. I mean, it's tough as these games you get into the final four here. It's like some players that help get you there don't necessarily match up in some of these later games, unfortunately. Oh, Doc should be fresh for OT. I would not want to put Kirby Doc out very much. He had a terrible shift in the last OT. I don't think I'd want to put him back in if I could help it. Yeah, now it's back to Carolina definitely outplaying the Habs. Thought the Habs got to a good start. Alex Newhook, absolutely no idea where anything's going. They're definitely not going to call a power play at this point, I don't think. Yeah, we got a shot. Sure did. Just a terrible flipping by Anderson there. Nobody's there. These very long passes are not the Habs' friends tonight. Oof, nice block by Anderson. He's a gamer. Hey, appreciate that Carey takes a shot though, I will say. But yeah, still just one shot for the Habs in overtime. Not even. They took it away. They took the shot away. I guess that might count as a shot. I don't even know. Oh, Chatfield did not miss by much. Oof, Chatfield got its money's worth in that on that shot as the trailer. What are the scoring chances in OT? I don't know actually. I don't know. To answer your question, I don't know. Yeah, they're not going to call that. Maybe they should have, but they're gonna have to give the Habs a break too. The next time they do, the next time Gooley trips up some guy, they're gonna have to give the Habs a break on that one. I think. But yeah, that definitely looked like a trip coming out of the attempting to come out of the zone. But yeah, as Ray-Ban says, they're not going to call it unless you're gushing blood. And I would imagine that grace will be extended to the Canadians at some point. If Carolina scored, they might. Oh, another just like crappy pass, man. Exhausting. Exhausting the icings tonight, really. Nation says I'm bored a bit. I don't know if I'm bored, but it's not a very good overtime, but still tense, man. Still tense. Fans swearing at the rest. Yeah, the habitual high stickers. The Habs will get a high stick at some point. But the thing is, the high sticks they're gonna call. Like that's the one thing they're gonna call. They don't think they can look away on a high stick. All right. We're past the midway point of overtime. It's 2-2-2-2, obviously. 37-12 shots. Did the Canadiens get their like did they even get their one? No, they still have no shots in this overtime. As good as Matheson is, he gets those darn high sticking calls. No style points in the playoffs. I know they just need to put one on net. They can win from a stupid angle on Anderson. He has not looked like a guy who can. He does not look like a guy who could stop anything. Stop the icing. As a non-hockey watcher, playoff bandwagon, it's incredible how the Habs managed to compete despite being outshot pretty much every game. It is a kind of a funny thing about them. Oh my god. Oh my god. The icings, man. The icings. Yeah. Too many faceoffs in our zone. Enough with the icings. I know. And the Carolina Hurricanes are winning at the faceoffs. They're winning in the dot tonight, so this is bad. Opens you up. 21 minutes since the last shot. Oh my god. No shots in 22 minutes, you guys got. Yeah, last shot, 22 minutes. Suzuki is not playing well. He's playing great on the defensive side of things, I think. He's mostly kept other teams' top players at bay. I know his plus minus is not super reflective of that, but oh, what's going on here? Oh, huge break. Take advantage of it. Carolina got away with one. So can we. Mark says yes. Both teams have been guilty of it all game. Even Steven. Can't call that an OT, Eric. Come on now. I mean, if it's too many men, it's too many men, but Habs lucky. That was a penalty. See, though, that's the kind of penalty that, like, if it's by the letters, you like kind of have to call it. But I guess there was some with the puck hitting the one guy, not the other guy. There's like a little bit of a question about it. They made it a bit murky. Old Duke doing his best to play some defense there. Another freaking icing. You don't call a clear trip, can't call a clear too many men. The thing about the too many men is that it's like not open to interpretation for the most part. So they could have called it, but they did not in the end. 7 icings in OT, Karen says. What a freaking joke. Not a good overtime. It started off okay. I still contend the first 3-4 minutes were okay, and it's been the Habs just trying to get something going. Oh, Anderson fanning on that one. God, Anderson Robinson's got some speed. That guy. Oh, trying to set up Caulfield. Not gonna happen. This fourth line for Carolina, man, what a pain in the rear. And this one's done, man. Ah, oh, come on. What a bad ending that was. Looking like it's done for the Montreal Canadiens. They are going to have to really work their way back now. Not a good goal. They didn't play well, and good night, y'all. Another home loss. Brutal. Brutal night for the Habs. They're done. If they play like that, they're done. They're done, I'm sorry to say. If they can't, if that's that, they're done. If I'm being totally real with y'all. Here, I got a Google Doc. Google Doc. The opportunity was there. Couldn't say it better myself, Craig Simpson. They could have done it. 12 shots, Kelly Morgan says. It was embarrassing. They had a chance to... Nick Suzuki had the win on his stick, and he just duffed it. How many guys duffed it? Truly. How many guys duffed it? Well, we're going to see you guys on Wednesday. I'm going to try to figure out... I'm going to have to figure out a better streaming service for y'all. It turned out okay, though. I can't complain too much. I can't complain too much. But there's just like a lot less functionality here. Adam, come on. The Maple Leafs didn't even make the playoffs. Don't be ridiculous. They lost the game. They lost 2 games in the 3rd round of the playoffs. Um, you're you're gonna need to apples and oranges this thing. The Toronto Maple Leafs never even made the 3rd round of the playoffs, so I wouldn't even compare. But you're upset, and I understand. It wasn't a good game. Um, let us before this gets gnarly. Let's end the stream now. Uh, you would rather not win playing like this, Adam? Come on, really? What would you rather? They win every game 9-0 and sweep every game? Yes, I would also love that. But then life would not be very exciting if they did that. Okay, let's tell you about what's coming up here. We got about last night. Tomorrow morning, we got the hidden game with Herb Zukowski tonight. We got what the puck video tomorrow morning with all the sad, 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 sad people at the Bell Center. Hockey Inside Out, we're still booking for this week. I will let you know. And I'll see you guys all on Wednesday and hopefully a little less technical issues than tonight. Right? Okay. See y'all. Have a good one.